We're ready?
Ready.
Thank you. Hello, I'm Christopher Albert, and you are watching a very special episode of Junkin Jam Live. The 1980s was known for lots of things: big hair, parachute pants, boomboxes, Atari, Pac-Man, Nintendo, E.T., and Mr. T. But it is also known as the era when the AIDS crisis began. In 1981, as high rates of a rare form of pneumonia and cancer in young gay men were reported, the disease was initially identified as GRID, otherwise known as gay-related immune deficiency. Very rude. It wasn't until a significant number of heterosexual injection drug users were also contracting the disease, as well as the discovery that women were being infected through heterosexual sex, that it was renamed Acquired Immune Deficiency Syndrome, AIDS. As a Gen Xer born just before the decade that introduced us all to the AIDS epidemic, one young man, who happens to be my very special guest today, bore witness to the grave effects of the disease, losing a number of close family members and others in his community who ultimately succumbed to their illnesses. By the early 1990s, it was estimated that between 8 to 10 million people were living with HIV worldwide, the virus known to cause AIDS. With the advent of more effective antiretroviral drugs to treat the virus, it was becoming just that, something millions of people were living with instead of dying from. By the turn of the new millennium, it was estimated that 33 million people were living with HIV. That very same gentleman who once buried loved ones during a time when AIDS was indeed a death sentence took notice of something else just as troubling on the horizon, and that was the indifference toward AIDS and HIV. Whether it's because of the stigma or the majority of people believing that it is no longer a problem, tens of thousands of Americans each year are acquiring an infection that is 100% preventable. 2023 statistics show that approximately 1.2 million people in the US have HIV, and about 1 in 7 of them don't even know it and are in need of testing. A fact that fueled my guest today to start his own organization, No Cure, No Rest. What began as a grassroots movement that started in 2010 with the goal of bringing more awareness to the communities that are directly and disproportionately affected by HIV and AIDS, has now become a nonprofit that not only fundraises for HIV and AIDS research, but also provides free rapid HIV testing in a tangible effort to stop the spread. True to their goal of uplifting underserved communities, No Cure, No Rest also hosts a number of benevolent events, including Christmas toy giveaways and the donation and distribution of food, clothing, personal care, and hygiene kits, all to those in need. It is my pleasure and honor to introduce you all to educator, activist, humanitarian, and father, and my brother, founder and president of No Cure, No Rest Incorporated, Raymond De La Torre. Hello, Raymond.
Hello, Christopher.
Lovely to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Before diving deep into how you founded No Cure, No Rest, I'd love to know a little bit more about your how and your why. How has HIV and AIDS personally affected you and impacted those around you?
Oh, wow. I mean, I think it all goes back to 1995. So our aunt became infected, contracted the disease along with her husband, and withered away. And I took that to heart. And, to watch other people, friends of mine that I grew up with, where their whole families were wiped out from it. So yeah, it was around us.
Drug use, of course.
Yes.
Until there is a cure, there can be no rest. What made you decide to take on the mission of AIDS awareness, and why are you the person to do so?
Well, nobody talks about it. You only hear about it World AIDS Day, leading up to World AIDS Day, and then the big AIDS walk that happens in New York City. I mean, they have the other ones in San Francisco, Philadelphia, but other than that, you don't hear anything about it. And then we had COVID that just happened, and obviously everything, HIV and AIDS, was pushed to the back burner.
Right.
And nobody really talks about it because you infect someone
Yeah.
with it. Someone contracts it from you.
So there's a stigma.
Yes. So you get it in things that are considered taboo. If you're having premarital sex out of wedlock,
Sure.
with someone who has it, of course, because if you're doing that and the person doesn't have it, so again, if someone doesn't have it, you can't get it,
Right.
right? Sharing needles with someone, obviously, who
Right.
has the virus, or this was more happening in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, blood transfusions.
Right.
So Ryan White, that was
Right.
another inspiration that I got as far as tackling this issue. Like you said in the beginning, it was something that was in the gay man's community. And then it started to seep out. Why is a 7-year-old being diagnosed
Right.
with HIV? Our dear aunt and uncle passed away. We have a cousin who passed away from it as well. And it's just something that somebody has to take up the mantle for it.
The WHO has reported since the first cases of HIV were reported, almost 86 million people have become infected with HIV and 40 million have died from AIDS-related illnesses. Other than the stigma, do you think people are aware of the vast tragic impact HIV/AIDS has had on the world and society?
I think they have, but I think because people are living longer lives and living healthier lives now,
Right.
and a lot of people are not developing AIDS and then passing on as they did before. Our aunt, for instance, got it. Within a year, she was gone. That's not happening to people now.
Right. Is the education of the effects and the historical data of HIV and AIDS part of your outreach?
Yes. I would do workshops called AIDS, It's Not Over. That I will go to colleges, William Patterson University, SUNY New Paltz, Metropolitan College in Manhattan, Rutgers University. I've done it for my fraternity that I'm a part of. I will go and literally play. It's a 10 minute, it's about 7 to 10 minutes, but we will have discussions after each clip that played. The clips would increase in intensity. You know how AIDS 101 talks about the modes of transmission, right? How you can contract it. But they never talk about what happens after the fact.
Right.
So these video clips increase in intensity of things, with drug
Of
use.
what you experience.
With drug use, with alienation, being alienated, being told you brought it upon yourself. Nobody wakes up in the morning and says, you know what? Today's the day I'm gonna get HIV.
There's stigma around some of the ways you contract it, but people miss the point. If people are hurting and people are in pain, they're going to run to something pleasurable.
Yes,
However, they manage to escape that pain, they will do so.
yes.
According to the CDC, less than half of all US adults have ever been tested. I didn't know that. Why do you suppose that is? What is keeping people, regardless of their sexual activity, from getting tested?
All right, so I'm gonna take myself as an example. I don't like going to the doctor. I haven't gone to the doctor in so much since I turned 40. Like I've gone to the doctor for my neck, for my knees, for my throat and nose and ears just yesterday to get tested for everything, But I never wanted to go to the doctor. If I got sick, get some Robitussin. Put some Vicks on.
Yeah.
And that's just me. Not wanting to go to the
Knock
doctor.
it off, get to
work it out.
work, do what you got to do, yeah.
If you don't know, ignorance is bliss until it catches up to us. And like I said, in my 40s, all of a sudden now, like I need to go to the doctor a lot more.
40 years is a lot of years.
Yes.
To go on without getting regularly tested.
And in certain communities, we did a testing event. We partnered with Senator Bailey on East 233rd. It was a very hot day. We had Argus. Argus community was there because we weren't providing testing yet. We didn't have that. We didn't have the capacity at that time
So
to do
outreach
testing.
was educational.
Yes.
Right.
So we had Argus partner with us. We had a van. We had a mobile testing ready to go. People walked by, would just look at our table. Oh, I know about this. I don't have it. I don't need this. We're like,
So other than whether it's fear of going to the doctor or just justifying ignorance, what are some of the physical barriers that are keeping people from getting tested?
well, again, being able to get to a clinic, so that's why we provide now. I'm mobile.
Yeah.
I can pull up anywhere in the Bronx. I can pull up anywhere in Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, even Staten Island, the Forgotten Borough. I can pull up anywhere in a neighborhood that obviously could deem, not so safe, and I can provide testing. Convenience for people. Then, going to a clinic, they ask you intrusive questions, that maybe some people don't want to answer.
They're not used to answering. Yeah.
And, sometimes you got to look in the mirror and say, okay, I need to go.
For the record out there, there's nothing wrong with liking it in the butt or on your face. Not just that there's not a cure and people don't have access to regular testing. On the other side of it, so the CDC estimates that the majority of new HIV infections in this country are transmitted by people who remain unaware of their status, which of course leads into the goal of no cure, no rest. Yet they find that those who do get tested and they learn that they are HIV positive do, in fact, take the steps to protect their partners.
Yes.
In your opinion, why is prevention more effective than, I know there used to be this antiquated idea of abstinence?
Mm-hmm. People are going to live their lives. You tell someone, don't have sex, they're going to have sex. Point blank. So you say, don't have sex.
Yeah.
Save yourself. The whole religious thing, let's not dance around that, right? Don't have sex until you're ready.
Right.
With someone who you're going to marry. Obviously, in this day and age, some of the people we sleep with are not the ones that we're going to end up marrying. You know what I mean? Or the
I've
ones
had
that
a lot of practice before marriage, yes.
or the ones that we have slept with before, obviously we didn't end up with them, right? Some people think that they're invincible. So let's just take away HIV. There's still gonorrhea.
STIs, absolutely.
Syphilis. Syphilis is deadly. Chlamydia, right? There's so much more things out there, or unplanned pregnancies.
Right.
So if we would take HIV out,
Life altering.
changes your direction, your trajectory of where you're gonna go. Herpes, all that stuff.
Yeah.
That stuff is out there.
Even if it's just disrupting your week, right?
So-
you have to stop and you've got to get medication and then you can't have sex until you're cleared up.
Yeah.
According to HIV.org, without HIV medicine, people with AIDS typically survive about 3 years. Once someone has an opportunistic infection, obviously that's a danger to them. Their life expectancy without treatment falls to about 1 year. And HIV medicine can still help people at this stage, and obviously they're way more effective than
Yes.
they were decades ago. It certainly can be life-saving, but people who start HIV medicine soon after they get HIV do experience more benefits, and that's why HIV testing is so important, because you get to catch it early.
That's the campaign side, know your status.
Yes, know your status.
Because again, not everybody wants to know their status.
There's no secret that HIV does and still has an outsized impact on communities of color. According to the CDC, Black Americans, while make up only 12% of our population, they account for 42% of new cases of HIV in recent years, as well as Hispanic, I don't know if it's Latino, Latina, Latinx, individuals also disproportionately impacted. While, we make up 19% of the US population, we make up 20% of recent HIV diagnoses. With no cure, no rest, these are the populations you serve,
Yes.
right? Men and boys, women and girls, those in the LGBTQ plus community, heterosexuals, and at-risk youth. How do you ensure that you are able to meet these at-risk populations where they are in their communities, and what are some of those locations and type of places that you do so?
Well, we've been invited to Bronx Neighborhood Action Center, which is on Arthur Avenue in Tremont, where we've done health fairs there, partnered with a couple other organizations. We've done testing there, going out to 149th Street and 3rd Avenue.
Oh, yes.
Setting up testing there, setting up testing on 233rd. We are going into those places, those hard to reach places, or places where people don't want to go out. We're bringing the testing to you.
You're getting rid of that barrier.
We're bringing it to you.
Yes. In the meantime, we're going to take a little break.
All right.
Okay, we'll be right back. You are watching Junket Jam Live. Stay where you are. Welcome back to Junket Jam Live. I am your host, Christopher Albert, and I am joined today with the president of No Cure, No Rest. They are dedicated to promoting HIV and AIDS awareness, education, research, and testing. Hello again, Raymond.
Hello.
Your organization, as you said, with the goal of bringing not just HIV awareness, but removing that barrier to more regular HIV testing to those in marginalized and under-resourced communities. You do have Christmas toy drives. You do donation and distribution of food, clothing, personal and care and hygiene kits. Do you provide HIV and AIDS testing at all of these events?
No. So at the toy giveaway, it's just a toy giveaway.
Not
So,
appropriate for that?
Time and place for everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? If now somebody wanted to get tested, we definitely could whisk them away to have some privacy to do that. But the toy giveaway that we usually get toys, the last 2 years we got toys from Tots, which is a great organization who provides
we donate
toys.
every year. I dump it in the box.
Yeah. So the toys that you donate
you pick them up at a location.
get donated to nonprofit or 501c3s,
Right.
and then they ask us to distribute to our communities.
Right.
So that's what we've done the last 2 years. We do a back to school giveaway. So we don't do drives. Drives to me is you asking people to give stuff.
Got it.
Everything is we're giving it away.
Giveaways.
So we've I think filled 450 backpacks with supplies and given out. This was our first year doing that, and we had a great partner. Schumann and Hill was a law firm who donated money where we was able to go out and pretty much they financed our back to school giveaway.
Yeah.
So thank you, Schumann and Hill. We hope to get more finances.
Yes. It's a testament to your dedication, not just to the cause, but to your community. Organizations and other companies believe in it just as much. So what is the common procedure of an HIV AIDS test?
The ones that we were able to procure, and I want to say thank you to Pena and Khan law firm, attorneys at law. They financed us. These things are expensive, all right? These go for about $100 a pop.
Wow.
$100.
Wow. So when we think about, there's another barrier, right? It's an expense.
Yes.
That many people don't have.
Yes, but when you go to a clinic, they'll provide that for you.
An HIV test is still a luxury that we can take for granted here.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes. So there's two types of tests. There's the two rapid ones, which is prick your finger.
Okay.
Right, and then there's
who wants to do that?
Then the ones that we have are the oral ones, which pretty much you swab the top of your gums, the top outside and the bottom, and then you stick it into a solution, and 20 minutes, it's almost like a COVID test.
Right.
These tests right now, with the technologies and everything created, between the oral one and the prick one, about 99% sure. So if someone tests positive, right? If someone tests positive, what we do is, we fill out, so they're filling out paperwork. So we have paperwork in English and Spanish. Depending on the community that we do go to in the Bronx, that we might have to go Bengali, have different paperwork where people can fill it out. Our things are not intrusive. We just ask you your name. If you don't have to give your name, you don't have to give your name. But we have to put down our lot number, who's testing, and so forth, which we have been trained. So if someone's negative, we get a paper that says they're negative. Or non-reactive. That's what the test reading will read. Non-reactive means negative.
So what happens if someone does come back positive?
We direct them to go to
That's
either a clinic.
traumatizing.
Well, yes, obviously a clinic or a hospital to request a blood test. You have the rapid test, it's 99% sure, but now you need another paper that will have, here's some locations, you need to go as soon as possible. Preliminary, this is saying it's reactive. Reactive means positive.
Someone could react in very different ways. Are you prepared for that? I mean,
Yes.
do you have to have know where security is, exits, I don't know, social workers?
We haven't had anybody yet test positive.
Right.
In the times that we've been doing testing ourselves or doing it with partnering with Argus. Our thing would be, here's the results.
Yeah.
You need to go here. If you need to speak to someone, here's a number to call. We're not at that level yet to provide a social worker on staff yet.
Yes, and if I don't have the answers, I know someone who
does. Yes.
And that's just as helpful and effective, right? Now, your son, your mother, regularly volunteers with you at your events. What does it mean to you in terms of significance, having your family support you in that way?
Being side by side with mom, we call her mom, she does this. You know what I mean? She's a recovering addict, 28 years.
28 years?
28 years. I've watched her, having to watch her sister, our aunt, succumb to this. And then her working in this field and going to shelters, going to Rikers Island to do testing, to talk about it and so forth. And, she does it.
Yeah.
So I'm just picking up that mantle and running with it. And when she's able to volunteer with us, it's great. And I have my son. We were just at the Barclays.
That's right.
We were introduced at Center Court. He was there with me because he has been volunteering. We partnered with my school's campus ministry where we make sandwiches for a midnight run. He was there helping sort out clothes, and, wearing his shirt and just having a grand old time. And he's there with me at the AIDS Walk. We actually made their website. For some reason, he looks angry in the picture, but he's holding the stick with the sign that says "No Cure, No Rest." And you see me with a bullhorn, and you see my program coordinator as she was walking with us.
Yes. How did you go about finding and building a team of others to support you in your amazing and important endeavor that also share your passion for HIV and AIDS awareness and outreach?
So 2 of my board members, so I have 4 board members besides myself. 2 of them are my fraternity brothers. Michael Pinto from Florida, he's my treasurer. Christopher Guillon, the alumni chapter from New York, Oraños. He lives in Albany, very passionate, he's my vice president. Then I have Kina Rosas, who I worked with, knows mom, knows the family, very passionate, she's secretary. And then I have Melissa Hernandez, who is my program coordinator, who really helps behind the scenes.
Yes.
You emailed her about setting up this interview.
Don't tell my business on air, please. Some people like to use the word lucky, but it takes work to cultivate relationships. It's also a testament to who you are as a person, for other people to want to not just work with you, but invest their time and obviously volunteer their time, right?
Yes.
Let's talk about fundraising, because No Cure, No Rest fundraise, for GMHC AIDS Walk, the world's largest and most visible HIV and AIDS fundraising event. You helped them meet their goal of $2 million. You are currently organizing to participate and fundraise money again.
Yes.
In this year's AIDS Walk, I believe No Cure, No Rest's goal is $3,000.
Yes.
Why is it important to raise money for an organization who already is a large and successful in providing HIV and AIDS care, prevention services. They do provide advocacy as well for thousands of people living and affected by HIV and AIDS.
Last year, our goal was 3,000 as well.
Okay.
And I had made a promise that if we reach that goal, I would shave my head at the AIDS walk. Obviously, I still have my hair. We didn't reach the goal, but we raised $2,279. And we
That's
were
nothing to
ranked.
sneeze at.
We were ranked again in the top 100.
Yeah.
So that was a big thing for us. They do everything that I hope my organization hopefully one day could do.
It's very hard to find good therapy, and I have a marvelous therapist every week at GMHC. Does fundraising, and obviously why not? It does serve your cause. It does you serve the same demographic. Does it take away at all from your own time and your own commitments in fundraising for No Cure, No Rest? No.
Not at all. So again, people personal donate to our team.
Yeah.
Right now we're at 769. We're in the $700 mark already. The AIDS Walk just
That's
opened
fabulous.
up. We're trying to put together another fundraiser like we did last year, which we did at Fresco's Grand Cantina in Astoria. They have a great drag brunch, if anybody's ever interested. Fresco's Grand Cantina.
Just don't get your hair in my food.
So doing fundraisers like, something that if we do it at like a bar or something, everything we take in, that's going straight to the walk. Because that's what it's planned for. So when I need to do a fundraiser for my organization, it'll be done.
Yeah.
So fundraising for the AIDS Walk, it's not something that takes away from my organization's mission and so forth. It just helps enhance visibility.
Yeah.
Because when we were there, I looked around and I see Montefiore Medical or this hospital, this, that. There were no nonprofits.
Yeah. Big Pharma.
That's exactly, but there was no, I'm talking about a real small, grassroots, just started organization for the little that we raise. I feel that's a little.
It's all the same goal, right?
Yes,
I mean,
because
it
it's
takes a
going all to the
village.
same place, but it gives us visibility as well.
In 2014, UNAIDS launched the 90-90-90 targets, which aim for 90% of people living with HIV to be diagnosed, 90% of those diagnosed to be accessing medical treatment, and 90% of those accessing treatment to achieve viral suppression by 2020. And the outcome came out to about 81%, 67%, 59% respectively. Do you feel hopeful at all that we can help meet those goals?
Well, it still depends on when you look around the world. Now this is global now.
Yeah.
This is not just United States, this is global. There's certain parts of the world where the people don't believe that this is an issue. We're talking about countries and people that barely have access to food. What makes you think they're gonna have access to getting tested?
Yeah, or treatment.
So those numbers are gonna be skewed because
disproportionately
for healthcare
affected.
For healthcare, money.
Yeah.
So certain places that we're never gonna have.
There's
I
inequities.
don't ever think we're gonna hit 90-90-90, but I mean we're inching closer.
Yeah. 81%, at least globally, of having people diagnosed is not bad. Obviously, legislation can have a positive or an adverse effect towards the goal or the impact of HIV and AIDS. Recently, there was an effort to continue to address our domestic HIV response, particularly from the White House, including the proposal of funding for increasing funds for ending the HIV epidemic initiative. And part of that was proposing mandatory HIV prevention programs. Is your organization at all also civically engaged by way of advocacy, or are we just focusing on providing needed services?
Well, again, we're still in the infancy.
Yeah.
We're just turning 2, so we're nowhere near where we want to be. Well, I want to be able to provide testing, 4 or 5 days out of a week out of an office.
Yeah.
Be able to go into the projects and set up a table and work in a community center and say we can provide tabling, and also provide service testing for other STIs
Yes.
as well. We're not there yet.
Yeah. Random question. Are you at all worried, concerned that we might be in danger of HIV and AIDS mutating before we get to a goal of eliminating it?
No, because it's mutated already. There's there's HIV 1, HIV 2. So it's different, it already has. I'm more of a threat, someone who's HIV negative to someone who's HIV positive than they could ever be to me. My common cold is their pneumonia. And all those conspiracy theories, we've heard them all, but it doesn't matter how it got here. It's here.
Right.
And it's going nowhere anytime soon. We're going into 4 decades, and we're nowhere closer to a cure. We're nowhere closer. I know you heard the stories. They've cured 5 people of HIV. This
Bone
is
marrow.
special treatment.
Yeah.
5.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Out of 86 million.
5.
Yeah.
5. Let's say that again for the people in the back.
I love
5.
those odds. I don't know what you're talking about.
5. So people still need to know their status.
If you could, look into your camera on 3. For anyone out there feeling anxious, maybe they don't know their status, maybe they are confounded by not just the stigma, but of barriers, what would you say to them? And they are also worried that maybe they've contracted, they're not sure.
It's better to know than not know. And there are resources out there. You will have the help that you need. You will not be alone. The reason why people are getting infected is because they're not knowing their status.
And that's a great point too, because yes, you can look and find anything in an urban area, in a city, but there's a lot of barriers in rural areas that we obviously still have to address as a country as well.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Raymond, for everything, for stopping by, sharing a little bit of the story. You're going to hang out because we're going to play a little game.
Okay.
I got a game for you.
Okay.
You guys hang out as well. This is Junket Jam Live featuring the founder and president of No Cure, No Rest. We'll be right back. Okay, Raymond, welcome back. We're going to play a little game I call PAIDs. It's actors who were paid to play people with AIDS. I'm going to give you a little clue, and then you just guess who they are.
Okay, I gotta guess the actor?
Yes, you're going to guess the actor
Or the
who
movie?
played a role of a character
Okay.
who had AIDS.
Okay.
We say AIDS because who plays a character that just has HIV anymore? Okay, so here's your first clue. In my humble opinion, she was a terrible Lara Croft, but this American actress, filmmaker,
Angelina Jolie.
yes, it's Angela
yes.
Jolie, and she played Gia in the
Gia.
1998 flick Gia.
Yes.
She actually won a Golden Globe and a SAG-AFTRA award. And since I took the time to write out the questions, wait till I'm done with the question.
Sorry.
You're off to a good start. You ready for your next clue?
Yes. Yes.
This American actor and musician was one of many to portray the Joker. He wasn't much of a Batman nemesis. Rather, he was the love interest of Harley Quinn. Name that actor. Did you see Suicide Squad?
Yes.
Okay.
Jared Leto.
Yes, it's Jared Leto. He played Rayon in the 2013 film Dallas Buyers Club, and he also won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor.
Gotcha.
She is a fellow New Yorker, American actress of Puerto Rican ancestry. She got her start as a child in Sesame Street, but is now kicking ass as the Jedi apprentice of Anakin Skywalker in a galaxy far, far away.
Is it Rosario Dawson?
It's Rosario Dawson. She played Mimi in the 2005 musical Rent, where she was HIV
Well,
positive.
remember, she also played in Kids.
She was also in Kids, but I just went with this role.
Gotcha.
This American actor and filmmaker has a storied career spanning roles as an astronaut on an aborted lunar mission, a string-toed cowboy, a deserted island castaway with a love for his volleyball, and a heroic life like a box of chocolates.
Tom Hanks.
It's Tom Hanks. He played Andrew Beckett
Yes.
in the Academy Award-winning
Philadelphia.
role in 1993's film Philadelphia.
Yes. Great movie. Great movie, by the way.
Next question, next clue. While fabulous as a gold-bearing, skirt-wearing pharaoh in The Night at the Museum, this Egyptian-American actor was just as impressive as a cybersecurity engineer and vigilante hacker in the television series Mr. Robot.
There, I know his name.
It's
like
off
right
the tip
there.
of your tongue.
Rennie, Sam.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
Sam?
Rami Malek.
Yes. And he played,
Freddie Mercury
Yes,
in 2018's biopic Bohemian Rhapsody. And he also won an Academy Award for Best Actor. We're almost done. You're doing great. You're not winning anything, but you're doing great.
It's okay.
A triple threat, this Grammy-winning American actress, singer, and royalty of hip-hop demands and deserves your respect. Otherwise, this equalizer will set it off on you if you ever dare to call her a bitch.
Queen Latifah.
Queen Latifah played a little role as Anna Wallace in 2007 TV film Life Support, where she was HIV positive. Almost there. I think you're gonna like this one.
Let's see.
He was born in East Harlem. He's an acclaimed American actor, and he's one of the godfathers of cinematic performances and the OG who challenges anyone, if they dare, to say hello to his little friend.
Al Pacino.
It's Al Pacino. I picked this photo for you. But this is not the role. He actually won a Golden Globe and Emmy for Best Leading Actor in 2003's HBO miniseries adaptation of Angels in America, where he played a character, I believe a lawyer, who was in denial about his HIV status. Before this Mexican-American actor became a household name as an entertainment journalist, he portrayed an amateur wrestler who once competed for the eyes and affection of fellow Bayside High student Kelly Kapowski.
Mario Lopez.
It's Mario Lopez. He played gold medalist diver Greg Louganis in the 1997 made-for-TV film Breaking the Surface, the Greg Louganis story.
Wow, that was that long ago that he did that. He did that in 1997?
Yeah, that was that long ago.
Okay.
Other than being well known for his Texas pride and accent, this exceptional American actor is more than just all right, all right, all right. He is revered for his breakout performances in A Time to Kill, Interstellar, and Wolf of Wall Street.
Matthew McConaughey?
Matthew McConaughey was also in Dallas Buyers Club. He played Ron Woodruff in a 2013 film, and he also won Best Actor Academy Award. This Chinese-American actress not only found success in cutesy action sequences as one of Charlie's Angels, but she also played a badass assassin who severed heads and had a damn near 10-minute legendary fight scene with Uma Thurman.
Lucy Liu.
It's Lucy Liu. She played Jean Ping in 2005 Canadian drama Three Needles. Since you did so well, your final bonus question, Raymond. A well-seasoned, award-winning English actor, while best known as the captain of the next generation of those who brave the final frontier where no man has gone before on television, he is also noted for his portrayal as the telepathic leader and founder of a group of famous mutants.
I want to say Patrick Stewart?
It's Sir Patrick
Okay,
Stewart.
Sir Patrick Stewart, yes.
Now, Patrick Stewart character did not have HIV and AIDS, but his character Sterling in the 1995 gay rom-com drama Jeffrey, he had a lover who was positive and died from AIDS in the movie. Thank you for playing, Pades.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
For anyone who's looking for more information about No Cure, No Rest, you can visit nocurenorrestinc.org.
Yes.
That's it. We did that. Done.